going on, everybody? Hello, welcome back to
Yeah,
the Reading Corner. I'm Jazz.
I'm Amber.
Thank you. Welcome to our little corner of the internet where we read books. That's what
And
we do.
people.
And people, if need be. So don't
If
come
need
crazy now.
be.
We don't care nothing about being canceled because we got stuff outside of here.
Thank you.
Don't come crazy.
It's just for fun.
So, all right, we are wrapping up our series with Kennedy Ryan with the Skyland series, and today we're going to talk about
Can't get enough.
Can't
Can't
Get
get
Enough.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yes, this. So for me, I don't know if y'all checked out our last video, but out of the series, this one is top for me. So mine went 3, 2, 1. Amber, you remember what yours was?
I think
Which,
mine was probably two. Ugh, it's tough.
was it
Probably
two,
like
one, three?
2, 1, 3. But three, but Hendrix, it wasn't my least. It wasn't my least favorite though. So
Now
that's
I
tough because
enjoyed
it
all the books
definitely.
now.
It wasn't my least favorite, but I mean, yeah, yeah, and in the order of things, probably, and maybe because I just resonate less with her, not
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't good, because it was still like top tier
Yes.
Candy Ryan books. So
Mm-hmm.
respectfully, yeah,
Yeah, I enjoyed all the books now. Like
yeah,
let me make that clear. I enjoyed all the books. It's just that I don't know. I think Hendrix's story, I gravitated to it a little more because to me it was a little different. It wasn't the woman who wanted the
yeah,
kids and the all of that, and she still had things to deal with while still showing up for her friends and all of that. So I don't know. It was just a really good story. So
yeah. I agree.
speaking of her, of Hendrix, Amber, give us a little synopsis of
Oh,
Hendrix.
hey, Hendrix is just so different, especially if you've been following us and listen to us talk about all the characters. So Hendrix Barrymore to be exact, because Shawty don't play. She is like the life of the party. She's super smart. She has all of her ducks in a row. She's basically like the girl you would want to grow up to be. Like when you went to college, you just knew you were going to be living your best life with your designers,
Mm-hmm.
with the bags, with your shoes. You are creating she's creating her own rules in the dating industry. She's not really living by societal standards of, oh, I just gotta date to marry, because she's very adamant about she's good being the rich auntie. She's the
Mm-hmm.
friend that is like, hey, like you have kids and you get married and I'm gonna be your bridesmaid. What's that movie? 27 Dresses. Yes,
Oh, I used to
like,
love that
but
movie.
she's
Yeah.
good with that. And I've never seen that, by the way, but
Really?
I've not, and I feel like it probably is really good.
It is.
Um,
Funny.
she is an only child, and her mom has dementia, so she's suffering with Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she's living in Atlanta, but her family's from North Carolina. Is that right? They're from North
Yeah.
Carolina.
I
Yes.
think she said North Carolina. Yeah.
Yes.
Carolina girl on
Carolina
here.
girl. This is probably why I do like her. Um, she she is just like, all in all, a good girl, a great friend. She probably struggles with being vulnerable, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. And we can see that through the book. But she doesn't ask for permission to do anything. She is more of the, I will ask forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
later, than that, rather ask for permission. But wherever she goes, she is the life of the party. If you've ever had that friend that people say, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty," that would be probably the Hendrix of your group.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good one, friend. You did good. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
like that. Oh, did you know that Kennedy Ryan? Well, I don't know if she's from the
I think
Carolinas,
she
but she
is
went to
from North Carolina.
college.
I
Let me
think she is
see.
from North Carolina, but yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, UNC Chapel Hill. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. I wonder,
Yeah.
like, which character she maybe have said it somewhere already. I don't know, but like, which character out of this particular series she might relate to more, if
Hmm.
she relates to any of them, because some
If
people
any
can
of them.
pull it,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know,
But
'cause she's married and everything, and I think she has a child, if I'm not mistaken. I think I seen it somewhere that she may have a child. I have to double check. Y'all don't quote me
yeah,
on.
don't. Don't nail us to the cross now. We
Right.
ain't in that lady's
But
business like
feel like
that.
I read that somewhere, but people put out fake news all the time. So
Very true.
yeah, I have not read it from her directly. Let me say that.
From the horse's mouth.
Right, I have not.
So let's get into this book discussion. So we're going to cover topics basically relating to chapters 1 through 30, and there's like 53 chapters in the book, if I'm not mistaken. So again, this is about Hendrix out of the friend group. This is her story, and it's like, to me, the ending, it kind of puts like a nice bow for everybody, like in a sense, because you still get the other characters mentioned in her story too.
Yeah, it was a nice bow. I'm not all the way in love with the ending, but it was good. It was good.
It was cool. I say it was cool.
Yeah.
It was a cool ending.
On my scale from like 1 to 10 endings, I give it like a 7. It was a 7, 8 on the ending. But again, not taking away nothing from the book. It's just I'm funny about people getting they just due. And sometimes I feel like if they didn't get their just due to my standards, and I'm a harsh judge on people getting their just due, then that's where it goes for me. But again, that's the Amber thing. That's not, it's good. It's me. It's the petty in me.
No, I get it. And then I be feeling like low key, I be feeling weird because I be like, because with this last series, I read not this one, you guys, but the last couple books I've been reading, and a character doesn't get their just due. Like, I feel like they got off easy. I just be like, is it me? Am I violent? Because I want violence. When
I'm
it's
like,
all
you
said
didn't
and
get
done.
slapped, you didn't get like beat up, you didn't die. Like, I don't know, you didn't get paralyzed. I don't know. And I know, like I said, that's just me. So it could be me.
But we here with it, because like whatever you did to the character that I like, I want it done to you 10 times worse.
Right.
That's what I want.
More, because why you playing with my girl like that?
Exactly. For no reason. Ain't even did nothing.
He did that to you.
So, yeah. But okay, so we're gonna get into it now. I do want to mention, and I know a lot of people like, and you guys, this is the book Kennedy Ryan signed for me.
Yay.
Yeah, I had her sign this one.
With your name in it.
With my name in it. But she had an author's note, and I know a lot of people skip over it, but the quote she put in here was, "A woman is free if she lives by her own standards and creates her own destiny." That was Mary MacLeod Bethune, who is an educator, an activist, philanthropist. And the reason why it just stuck out to me that she did that, for one, a lot of people don't use quotes from, I'll say, like our Black leaders, like from way back in the day. Plus, I automatically thought of, so me and Amber, we are graduates of the illustrious Tuskegee University. Okay. And we have a dorm on campus that is Bethune.
And
shout
out to the Bethune Goons.
Bethune Goons.
It's a boys' dorm.
It was that the boys' dorm. A lot of time in. I was just about to say that, you know. With my husband now. Right. My husband lived in Bethune, and they had the back door that just didn't work, so that door was swinging open for everybody. But it made me think about it, and I was just like, that I think that's so cool that she used a quote from her, and just to give like people a little history lesson, just a little back and forth. She was a woman. What's the word? Not feminist. It's something else. I don't know if womanist is a word. Let me look that up real quick, y'all.
Womanist. Are you trying to figure out a proper description for?
Yeah. But it is though. Womanist. But civil rights activist. She was humanitarian. She wanted equality, of course, for the genders, and especially within the education sector, because we all know how America was, especially before like HBCUs. They didn't want Black people to get an education, especially Black women. So it was a lot of fight, and she was one of the main women leading the forefront. and another HBCU named Bethune-Cookman, named after
Does that
her.
end up being her married name?
I
Right?
feel like it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it is, but it's definitely for her, that college, you know. So shout out to Bethune-Cookman as well. In the words of one of my favorite podcasts, the host always says, shout out to the HBCUs from Sisters Who Kill.
Yes.
So y'all need to check that out because we are also not just avid readers, but we love a good true crime.
We love
So
good true crime.
yes.
Yeah, we got to add them when we post this.
Yeah.
Sisters Who Kill.
You're right. You're definitely right. I love them. They so funny. And they're from Georgia. They Georgia girls like me. So yeah, I love that. But anywho, that was just a little lesson, little, little note. So then we get into the prologue of it, and that's where we first hear about Hendrix's mother having Alzheimer's and like her experience of coming back home. And I can't remember if this was like her first time coming back home and realizing how bad it had gotten at that point, but she basically came home and then like realized that her mother was gone. Her next door neighbor, who was also her mother's best friend, had passed. The nosy neighbor was outside. Like it was a very overstimulating situation.
Yes.
Like just to read about it. And I also want to mention, because to me she's a good character. Aunt Geneva.
Oh yeah, her aunt was A1.
Her aunt was
That's
A1.
her mom's sister.
Her mom's older sister.
Older sister.
And she is retired herself. She's supposed to be living her retirement days in her life, but she's decided to step in and become the caretaker, like a full-time caretaker for Hendrix's mom, for her younger sister. And I really resonated with that just because like I'm an older sister, right? So I have two younger sisters, but I do know like if it ever came a time to where I would need to take care of them or something like that happened, I would definitely step in and do it. I wouldn't want my, if they have them, future nieces and nephews to, I guess necessarily,
stop their life.
Yeah, like put their life on hold when they still have so much to do. Like by that point, I would pray, like I've already lived a lot of life.
Right.
At this point, I'm ready to sit down somewhere. But if need
hopefully,
be,
because your sisters are like way younger than you, so hopefully you are ready to sit down somewhere.
Hopefully, it's the other way around. They take
care
of me.
They take care of you.
Hopefully, but God forbid,
right.
I do the same for them. And it's just how so quickly, like how easily she slipped in. It was just like, it is what it is. Like, this is my sister. You're her daughter. Yes, like you're, technically supposed to help take care of her, but you have your own life to live back and forth.
May I add though, I appreciate that the aunt realized that Hendrix needed to work to provide for her mother. And I hate that in real life in our communities, you do not see that. You do not see a lot of people stepping in. It usually is like one sibling, if any, to step in and take care of somebody. And like I get it. It just takes so much. So shout out to all the caregivers and people in your families that's, doing it big, because that's a lot. But I think about stuff like that too, because I'm my parents' only child together. And so, if something were to happen to them, I'm like, there's a conversation that me and my husband had to have, like, hey, I'm gonna have to like take it. There is nobody else. There's nobody else to do it. It's just gonna be me. And so I'm gonna have to step in. And that's something that, luckily for Hendrix, like that's something you didn't have to worry about because she didn't have a spouse. So it wasn't like, oh no, you can't take care of your mama. Like, what do you mean? Because it was just her. But rewinding it back, I did appreciate that her aunt was really like, yes, you are young, but also like you caretake for everything financially as well. So it's not going to do you no good to stop your life there, move here. You're not going to be able to do it. So let's ride this thing out the best way we can.
Yeah. And caretaking is expensive. It's not just the emotional toll, it's financial too. Because like, depending on whatever it is that, is wrong, you may need homemade, certain diet, like,
Or
God
somebody with
rest
dementia, you have to be there all the time because she's
all the
starting to
time.
wake up and want to drive and want to like revert back
Hmm.
to like her younger self. And it's like,
Hmm.
you can't do these things. Like, this is dangerous. Now you're walking out the house and getting lost.
Hmm.
So she was going to need her sister or someone that was going to be able to be full time care.
Hmm.
And that costs money. And even if
Yeah.
you were to put her in a home, that still costs money. It's not free.
Hmm.
And then you have to worry about, who's going to take care of you. Are they going to be watching you for real? Are they going to be,
Hmm.
abusing you?
Because them nursing homes stories, I heard stories, they are not always the
The
best.
nicest. But girl, that just, ooh. And it's sad. So her story made me sad because like all our parents, God willing, will live to be very old. Like,
Mhm.
I don't like to think about our parents getting old, but then, I see them now and I'm like, gosh, like y'all are, y'all don't look bad, but it's like, I realize y'all are getting older.
Right.
Um, But yes, I told my mom like I'll put y'all in a retirement village where you can have your own
Hmm.
apartment if you don't want to live with me. But it's
Hmm.
got to be somewhere I can see you every day.
Yeah, I got to
Like,
put eyes on you.
I have
I
to
got to
put
lay my
eyes on you
hand on you. Yeah.
before I have to lay my hands on somebody else. So it's gonna keep everybody in
Yeah.
line.
Hmm. My mom actually told me that she would never like want us to necessarily like take care of her, not because she doesn't think we could do it, but because she was like, I just don't want to put that burden on you. And I
Girl,
was
that's
like,
what they
but that wouldn't
say.
be a burden for me. Like
Right.
I expect to do that, especially since I'm the oldest. Like I expect that to
Right.
happen.
Who else gonna do it, girl? You better
You gotta
hush.
go
And
to
when
a
I just
retirement
say pack
village.
your bags, I mean get on up. I'm the captain now. Come on.
They so hard headed.
They
Parents
be
are
hard
so
headed. That would
hard
be my
headed.
only thing. My dad would be so. If my mama see this, she gonna be so upset. But my dad would be so go with the flow. My mama, bro,
Boy.
we gonna have to fight like every day. God forbid she ever gets like dementia or Alzheimer's because me and that woman gonna have to throw down because
You
she
gonna
is
have
not gonna listen. Cause
to?
she a firecracker now. Can't imagine what she gonna be doing if she revert back to her teenage years. We're
Hmm.
gonna be fighting.
That's my grandma. Like my grandma's in her 70s, her early 70s, but my whole family, we already know when it gets closer and closer, it's like you may have to go sit in somebody's home because we will be there with you. But you a
You
lot.
too much.
You
Like
a
you
little
just
too
gonna
much for me.
listen.
I
You
might forget you
cannot
my
not
grandma one day and go off. You gonna have to
right.
calm down. So yeah, I don't. Nobody wants to think about it, but you have to have these
You
kind of
have to.
conversations. And I, I joke with my mom because since it's three of us,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the oldest, and like we're girls, so we always be going. Something always happens, back and forth wise. But it used to be like, all right, keep on messing with me. I'm gonna let you go to the middle one. That's what's gonna happen, and she don't mind. She gonna get one of them socks. She gonna start abusing you. You better chill out. And
Oh,
she like, you ain't gonna send me nowhere. Ain't nobody finna abuse. All right,
Shady
that middle
Pines,
one,
ma. Shady
she'll take them
Pines.
brakes off that wheelchair real quick. You better sit down somewhere. You better leave me
Shady
alone.
Pines.
But but I just thought it was so like this was funny too. Just real quick with her aunt. I don't know if this is just like an older black person thing or if this is just an older person thing, but it takes them forever to get a sentence out, to just tell a story and get straight to the point. So what I'm referring to is Hendrix was somewhere, and we're gonna get into that. But Hendrix went somewhere and she was mingling. She got a call from her aunt. So of course she went to take it
Mhm.
because it could be related to her mom. And she said, she answered the phone. She said, "Hey, Auntie, what's up?" And her aunt was like, "I'm so sorry to bother you." And she was like, "No, it's fine. Like, tell me what's going on." So I'm gonna read it. She said, "You're not bothering me. I take another step away from the group. What's up? I usually do my Bible study on Wednesdays.
Oh Lord.
What they
I
got?"
remember this.
So she said, "I hold back aside and check my exasperation. Aunt Geneva would choose the scenic route to her own closet. It takes her forever to get to the point. She said, I know Aunt G, I say, struggling to hold on to my patience. What's going on? Well, they had a prayer service tonight for Sister Mary, and her baby girl Candace is in the hospital.
Lord.
And then Hendrix cuts her off. And she finally got to the point after about 5 more sentences. But is that like an older Black person thing?
I feel like my
Because
mom starts to do that now sometimes whenever she's like telling me something, she's like, so let me tell you, I was at such and such and such and da da da, and then she's like, but besides the point, and I'm like, okay.
no, I want the point. Not besides the point. I want the point. I have
So funny.
And I have a coworker, and I don't care if he see this or not. I have a coworker. He ain't though, cause he older. I'm assuming. He takes forever to get to the point, and it's so frustrating. And then he'll use metaphors, and he'll do all these things except
See,
saying what needs to be said. And he's how old is he? He's in his 60s. He's in his like early mid 60s or whatever. But he'll like
no bueno.
I have a perfect example actually. Cause he said, you know, I've been married, for a long time. And I've learned to give a woman flowers, right? And, with Jasmine, I think, I need to give her flowers. I think me and you, talking to our manager, I think me and you need to give her flowers. Cause I've been married for a long time. And so my manager was like, we're buying Jasmine flowers? Or are you buying your wife flowers and Jasmine picked them? Like, well, I'm
Your
lost.
manager was confusion.
So confused. Mind you, he is a man. So he was just like, I finally figured out he was trying to say he wants to give me my
Give you
props, give
your
me my
props.
flowers.
Yes.
He was like, no, what I'm saying, well, I want to give Jasmine her props. Mind you, he kept going on about this flower analogy. This is the short, condensed version I'm giving. And I just look, I was like, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All
flowers
right.
received. Thanks.
Flowers received. Thank you. So yeah, but
Gonna have him looking at you and him crazy.
yeah, the manager looked at me like,
like, sir, I don't have tickets to this side show. I'm just here.
I'm here like you. I'm just here. Like,
I'm just
I
here.
appreciate it, so that was that. But speaking of, so Hendrix was having this conversation at a party. So Hendrix is what would you say, a manager? Like a manager?
Yeah. I was like, she's like a manager, like a manager to celebrities or
up and coming
celebrities, up and coming personalities.
Like she had the person she went to the party with was a client of hers, and I don't remember if she was a model or acting.
It was a reality TV show star, something like that.
Yeah.
I guess you would say a upscale version of like Baddies or Bad Girls Club, something like that. Where they did certain things, and I think she ended up getting a modeling thing from that because she ended up winning the competition.
The competition,
competition reality show, something like that.
So Hendrix does that, and if you relate back to the second book, she was helping Soledad get her career going. She even helped Yasmin's daughter with her YouTube channel, like for hair and stuff like that. So she's very good at her job. She knows where
to about that one.
Huh?
Almost got in trouble about that one. She was talking about not going to school and stuff. Telling us, I can just, wasn't she talking like that? She's like, I could just do
I don't have to go to college.
Yeah, like she wasn't doing too hot in school at a point or something. And she was like, I don't gotta do that. I can do this.
Cause she already on thin ice with me.
Yeah.
That I don't know. That might have sent me over the edge because she already had attitude. But I digress. We ain't gonna go back to that. I digress. Nowadays they want you to gentle parent. She would have had to get gentle parenting like that. But anywho, so she's at this party, and the people they host this like all white party every year for the past 3-4 years or whatever. And the party is hosted by this lady named, and forgive me if I'm not saying correctly, Zere, Zere, but we're gonna call her Z.
You know I give people a nickname quick because I ain't about to be struggling in my brain trying to figure out who you are. I paid for this book. I call you what I want.
Not I pay for this. I call you what I want to call you. I'm weak. We just go. I forgot name. Now I forgot the name you gave old girl from Before I Let Go. Vashti.
Oh,
You gave her something.
I gave her a whole different name. I can't remember either.
But yeah, they were at this party. So Z is she's a model herself, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she is a model.
She's a model,
traditional
known
model. Traditional model, and that's only important because of how different her and Hendrix are. So I'll just put that there. Getting in folks' mind. She's a traditional model. Think Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell. Yeah,
yeah, that's a good one. But you know what? If, just thinking like in the future, her character gives me Cynthia Bailey in the sense of Cynthia was this model who, I mean, like Cynthia modeled for years, and then she transitioned into the Real Housewives. Her character gives me that vibe.
Okay.
Like she could transition.
Cynthia Cheekbones Bailey.
Yes, Cynthia Cheekbones Bailey. Yeah. So she's there, and then she's hosting a party with her boyfriend, who is named Maverick.
Okay, that is important also that you did this, because for a second I was like, why are you doing that? That was her boyfriend. But you're right. I forgot. I remember. Yeah, you're right.
What was Maverick? Maverick was like a tech billionaire, or like,
yes, because he did some type of app or something. I think it might have been a sports betting app that him and his first partner. It's not like she gave him the money to start it up or something.
I think they did it together.
They designed together, partners, and something like that. And they ended up selling, and it blew up. And so from there, he's been on all the things.
Yeah, he's invested in other things and owns teams and stuff like that. So that's who Maverick is.
Yeah.
The reason I did the air quotes is because we find out when they start Maverick's chapter that him and Z actually broke up
before the party. And this party is what he really did for her. It's like it was her thing. He could really care less about the people and the showboat in part. Like that's her thing, being in the limelight.
Yeah. And it's just so like, just to mention, one of the reasons he hates it is because people always are coming up to him to get him to invest in stuff. So it's not like he could actually enjoy the party. It's just like you always got somebody coming up to you. So
Gross sister style.
Speaking of Gross sisters, they were better friends to Penny than her actual friend group. But that's another story. That's another story. But we'll, talk about that later. But yeah, so Maverick basically was like, our relationship has run its course. And she's heartbroken, which can be, it is
in denial.
Yeah, she was in, that's a good way to put it. She was in denial. They were together, they said, I think in the book, like 3 years.
Yes, I think definitely not longer than 5. I think about 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. She was in denial. She really didn't want to end it. She even offered to be like, well, next year I could still plan the party and, help you plan it, and we just as friends. And he was just like, I don't want to break her heart anymore, but the party wasn't even my thing. Like, I'm literally the wallet. Like, here's the money, do what you do with it. So for this party, they're acting like they're still together just because of social media statuses, and not to, I guess, embarrass Z and all those things. So that kind of brings me to my first question. Is it better to leave early or stay until you are absolutely sure?
I think leave early is, I would say, the wrong word. I feel like you should give yourself adequate enough time to figure something out But while you're doing that, you don't need to be pouring more into something. If you're trying to figure out, and I'm horrible at this because I really don't be knowing when to leave. And that was friendships and relationships. Like, I technically never have really broken up with anybody. I would let them break up with me because I was just didn't want them to be upset with me. It seemed like we could still be cool if it was their idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that was me. But as an adult and having been in therapy,
Mm-hmm.
now I do realize, I think that no, don't leave early. Give everything its fair chance. But there is a thing of waiting too long for something. And I feel like only you yourself know what that too long of a wait period is.
Mm-hmm.
Like for Z, she for an adult relationship, and I mean I'm not talking about like just college. I mean like for a true adult relationship, within a year or two, especially if you're with this person, if you got an idea, if you see that you're gonna marry them or not. If the person that you're with is making moves like they want to marry you, like these things.
Mm-hmm.
Why waste time if neither one of you are? If I'm loving you at a level 10, but you giving me a 5, you
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna get 10 years to love me at a level 5.
Right.
You're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
steal my youth like that. No.
Mm-hmm.
So no, but there are things you can ask yourself to deduce whether this is a productive relationship or not. And at that point, yes, you need to come to a conclusion for yourself and not be like Z, delusional, and thinking that this is going to turn like you're going to change somebody. Somebody tell you they don't want to have kids. Cool. You
Mm-hmm.
need to either be like, hey, I ain't going to want to have kids either, and I'm okay with that, or be like, hey, this can just be fun right now, but when I'm ready to settle down, I'm going to deuces to you. Because
Yeah.
that's something that I want. But you
Mm-hmm.
can't go into it trying to change people.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot. I think that happens with people. They can change somebody, especially with a big, that's a big thing. Just using
That is
that
a
as an
big
example, what you
thing.
said. Like having kids, whether, and I think some people take it like really, really hard. Like, for example, I'll use old girl, Jeannie Mai. I used to watch the real Jeannie Mai when she was married to her first husband. Used to always say, "I don't want kids. I never wanted kids." Da 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 da. For whatever her reasons were, those are her reasons. Her husband really did want children. Like he played it off like, "No, we don't need children." But down the line, he really did, and he thought that. And this is like coming from one side of the story, but
Mm-hmm.
like he really thought that she would change her mind. And she didn't. But she moved on. They divorced, moved on. She ended up having a baby with Jeezy. Right. So sometimes I feel like it's like they would feel just so heartbroken and like, oh, you ain't want to have kids with me, but you having kids with them. Sometimes that, to me, I look at it like a blessing in disguise, because you already are on shaking ground without children. Add a baby into that mix. Now, granted, her and Gigi did divorce,
They just
but add a baby into that mix and it could be like detrimental. It could turn ugly very fast. And I kind of was the same way too, like leaving, but for more so for me, it was friendships, like ignoring those red flags in the beginning or whenever. Not necessarily the beginning, the middle, towards the end, whatever. It's like I feel like in relationships nowadays, some people do leave too early if that certain person doesn't match an aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like if they do one thing and it's just like not even something that contradicts your morals or anything like that, just something that's kind of annoying, they're ready to throw in the towel. Now, if it's something that makes you question your morals, if it's something that stresses you out, if it's something to the point of like it affects your health, yeah, it might be time to get on up out of there and like reevaluate yourself. And I feel like a lot of people don't do something for themselves. They don't be like, okay, let's take that other person out the equation. What am I feeling? What am I really looking into? You know what I mean? So,
yeah, or your
I,
non-negotiables.
yeah,
Like I
like what
feel
are your
like
non negotiables?
there should be a set line with what you will and will not take from anyone, friendship wise or relationship wise. And then
Mm-hmm.
once that line has been crossed, okay, you do the mature thing and you have a conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. After that, if this is something that keeps happening, hey, I'm not gonna give you, like, now in my adult life, I'm not gonna give you 2 and 3 chances to, excuse my French, fuck with me like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't play in my face. I've already told you I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have said that you didn't like how I do X, Y, and Z, and then I've stopped interacting with you like that. Now I'm acting funny. No, like, I'm respecting what you gave. So you
Mm-hmm.
either gonna take me as this, or the level is going to change. Instead of operating you at a 10 where I share my dark humor, where if something happened, I make a joke about it because that's my coping mechanism. You don't
Mm-hmm.
like that, you can't deal with that. Okay, I'm not going to play with you like that. But I'm still
Mm-hmm.
going to do that with my other friends who we're on that
Right.
level with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
You know,
just
I
how we
love a
have to
good.
operate.
I
But
love
a
a
lot
good
of
dark
people
humor
don't
joke.
listen. It's how I get through life. Like, I cannot just not. I cannot. And I mean, and it's bad. It's so bad. I won't even say it on the podcast because we will get canceled for real. But and what's his name? Totally off topic, but the pastor, not pastor, the Lord, he's not a pastor. Kev on stage. He
Mhm.
made like a good skit about it. He was like, if you have dark humor, that is not for the internet. And it is not, because everybody can't take
True.
that.
Everybody can't take it. True.
Everybody can't take it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. And so I have learned that when I have my dark humor stuff, I have to text it to my husband. I
Mm.
have to say it on the slide under my hand to some friends that know me, because
Mm.
everybody else be ready to fight. And I'm like, look, it ain't even that deep.
It's not that deep. Yeah. But to them, it is that deep
And to them it
because it
is. And I
triggered
have to
them.
respect that.
Right.
And I
Right.
have to respect that. But I have learned from breaking up with a friend that
Mm-hmm.
some people think
Yeah.
it's shade. And I'm like,
No.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
no, not for me. It's for me, it's coping, and I want to laugh more than I want to cry. Or I can
Mm-hmm.
cry and laugh at the same time. But I don't just want to be crying.
Right. And I think too is like if somebody does something to you and for you it's considered like a non-negotiable but they didn't know it so you talk to them about
You
it,
have to talk to them about it.
if they're willing to make that change for you, if they're willing to say, you know what, I apologize, that was not my intention to do that, but now that I know, I'm going to do better moving forward, and they actually are doing their best and doing better moving
Or
forward.
attempting to. You may
Yeah,
have to pat me every now and again if
every
dark humor
now and
makes
then,
a
but
change.
it won't be as major as that first
Right.
initial thing.
It won't hit you like a punch in the face, like, oh, no,
So if
ain't gonna
that
do it.
person's willing to do that for you, then I don't think you should give up like that. Now, if they're constantly, because I'm a very much a three strikes type of person, depending on what the situation is. Now, if they're constantly doing that, okay, all right. I done told you one time now. I done told you twice, actually, three
Especially if
times.
you're apologizing, because to me, like, I've say this now, even with my kids, and they're 6, but they'll be like, "I'm sorry, mommy." I'm like, the best apology is change behavior.
Oh
Don't tell
my!
me you're sorry and keep doing the same thing, because you're at this point you are not sorry.
I just said that to my 6-year-old this morning. Literally just said that to him this morning. He was like,
Oh,
I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry. I was like, I don't want your apology
I don't want your apology.
because you're going to keep doing the same thing. So now I've tried the gentle parenting approach to let you know what it is. So now we're going to get active the next time you do it. Okay?
Now that I've said it
Okay,
nice
mommy.
twice,
Yeah.
this is your last warning.
Mm-hmm. Or even like something big, like me and my husband, we have deal breakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had this conversation at least 2 3 times, especially in the beginning of what our deal breakers are. Our automatic deal breaker number one is no babies. No babies outside of this marriage. Whether you
Okay,
have one or if I have one, it's a wrap. It's over and done
that's a
with.
lie.
Yeah, I know. It's so extreme, but
That's extreme.
it
Because
happens.
you out here living like reckless, boy.
You
I
just
mean,
raw
I
dogging
can
it.
understand, little one night standing
A
stand,
little
but
1 2, but
you brought a whole life into
you
this
produced a
thing.
whole life. You don't care about
You
me.
don't care about me.
No,
How
no.
you got
And
your
then
man? You don't care
that's
about me.
on him. If I came in here and be like,
Ain't no way. Ain't
yeah,
no way. Ain't no
yeah,
way. I was about to say something dark, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. Just so our followers know, ain't no way.
Yeah, ain't no way. And mind you, my tubes are tied, right? So if something happens, either way, it's, you know what, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. But that's a deal breaker for us. So certain things like your partner knows, whether it's a friend or an actual like love partner, they know that is a no-go for you from jump.
Then they're not gonna play with you like that.
Yeah, they won't play with you like that. So this leads into the next one. Do you think social media and dating apps make it harder to walk away when someone can't fully show up? And I think this ties in good because Z is a known model. She's social media, you know, all these things. So it's like you saw the signs of you all were going in two different directions. But is it because part of the reason outside of love that you wanted to stay and make it work was for your social media status?
Her presence,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think it does make it hard. Like even for me, and I think about it like not because of nothing, but it's like for people who are friends or people we've known that, you know, got married around the same time we did, and then they're like no longer together. Like it's like, I wonder, you know, like how did they feel about like that? And it's like now in my grown up mind, I'm like, I don't give a damn. Like if that just so happens to happen, it ain't gonna be nobody business but me and him, and not even my parents. Like if I don't want to answer you, you want to talk to me, don't ask me about it, because I'm just not gonna want to deal with it. But I do think that when people have such big personas and big personalities, they feel like they have to live up to a standard. And like even with what Megan Good and her husband that she
the pastor,
the
Franklin,
pastor,
definitely, yeah.
it was like, I remember telling Kenny about it, and he was like, dang, well, what's this gonna look like for people who, you know, looking to them thinking they're like goals or ideal couples? I'm like, yeah, and that in my head, I'm like, that's probably why a lot of them don't be wanting to say, but because people idolize them. But it's like they are still regular people.
They're humans.
They still are human. And it's not fair to put them on that pedestal, but that's what society does. And then people start talking junk about them. Oh, what was he doing? Oh, she was out here for the streets anyway. You know, like anything. And we don't know. You know, what was going on. But I do think that can make it harder for some people, because especially if you feel like you did everything right, like you got married, then you had your kids, then you did all these things, and it's like now you feel like you're a failure because your marriage failed. So that's a lot of pressure. More so I feel like for women, not for men. I don't think men have that.
You don't think so? That pressure?
So. I think that there are most things maybe people might be nosy, but I feel like it'd be the women that be nosy. So I don't think men be really like, I don't think they carry that pressure like we do.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Like, you know, the men who do carry that pressure are more so religious men, if that makes sense. Like if you're a pastor, a deacon, you know, stuff like that. I feel like they kind of have that extra layer of pressure to keep their marriage going, or you know, whatever it is.
Sense, yes.
Yeah, but men, like regular everyday regular men, they can literally get divorced.
It ain't nothing to cut that out
and move on, like nothing happened.
Like they be engaged like Maverick.
Yeah, like a month later, you'd be like,
Maverick was trying to get with Hendrix at the party, knowing he's supposed to have been given the illusion that he was still with somebody.
They don't care. Once that is over for them, it's over. I think it just takes women a longer emotional period to finally let that go. Because, you know, a lot of times
it's not their decision. If it's not their decision to end it, I think it definitely takes us longer to let it go.
Yeah, but even like when we make the decision to let go, building up to that point, you know, it's like some people just keep going. They keep trying until it's finally like, okay, I'm choosing what's best for me finally, after so, you know, many years or months, you know, whatever it is.
Because I think that comes to that first question, like, you know, leave or stay. And I think for me, it's like I want to make sure I exhaust, like for me and my marriage, like before we would ever call it quits, I would hope that we could say like, hey, let's exhaust
All your
every
options.
single thing,
Mm-hmm.
all of our options to make sure that when we do sign these papers, like that this is what we really doing. Because I don't know how to come back from this because your girl gonna be outside, so I'm out.
Right. Yeah, I think, but when you do it that way, especially like married couple, when you do it that way, when you've known both of you have fought and you've done the counseling, you've done the individual counseling, you've done
You put in
what
the
the
work.
retreat, whatever it is, you've done the work, and you all know that we're unable to come back to that level.
These
I feel like
irreconcilable
it's a little bit
differences.
more peaceful to
Yeah.
move on. But I don't, well, just getting back to the point, I think social media does play a part in that, especially if like you're a known social media star at that. And also, I think social media plays a lot in just like, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I think social media also makes it easier for people to give up, like easy.
Yes, that I
You
agree with
know,
that.
like
Yes.
people are throwing around a lot of insecure
Illusions.
red flags and this is that and the other, when in reality half of them people talking about that ain't never been married a day in their life.
Right.
That's one. But also you're mistaking things that an everyday human being would go through as that's a red flag, that's abusive,
Right.
that's this, when that's not your relationship. Now if you don't want to put up with certain things, or not even put up, if you don't want to deal with your man, I don't know, squeezing the toothpaste all the way out the tube, okay, fine. But he has 80 good qualities about him. But because on social media, you saw somebody say it's a red flag if he squeezes out too much toothpaste, you're like, yeah, I hate that. That's a red flag for me. That's not a red flag. It's more of a pet peeve, you know?
More of a pet
But
peeve.
that shouldn't be something that makes or break you.
That's
And
an 80-20.
yeah, that's that 80-20, right? And it's just like people judge you, or like I seen this thing where somebody said a lot of happily married people don't put their relationship on social media per se, because you'll get judged so harshly for it, or like whatever your boundaries are in that relationship, you get
Girl.
judged harshly for it. Like you get called a pick me, a man get called whipped or whatever, just for respecting whatever it is their spouse wants.
And people got to understand that what works for someone else's household may not work for yours, but that's also
Right.
why you're not in that relationship. It's
Exactly.
totally off topic, but on topic. Bray sent me a video on Instagram. It was like a girl doing a TikTok, and her friend did the like dupe thing or whatever, where she interjected with the whatever her ex friend was saying, and they broke up friendships because she was like, the friend was like, oh, she should have her man should have bought her this, that, and the third, and she's
I
like,
think I know what you're talking
yeah. So
about.
it was like, it was crazy. Like I was hoping that was like a
Satire.
skit or something,
No,
because
she was dead serious.
oh
I
my
went down the
gosh,
rabbit hole. I went
that
because I
is
just knew
crazy.
she was playing. I just knew I would be like, she
I was
playing.
gonna go try and follow them on
She
TikTok
was
to
dead
see.
serious.
And I like, so that blows my mind, because don't you ever in your life tell me what my husband should buy me. My husband, not my boyfriend, my husband, the father of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I was happy. What? Why you
Like, just
do you
because
want
you
him?
want something doesn't mean I want. Just because we're friends doesn't mean we're always gonna want and like the same
The
things,
same
especially in
thing.
a relationship. So it's like,
When she wasn't in one, she wasn't married or nothing. I'm like, how you gonna pass so much judgment when you don't got a
like,
man?
I get it if she had one conversation with her friend, but after that, the friend tell you, "Listen, I'm good. You ain't over there being abused. You ain't over there living in poverty. You over there happy, living your best life. Every time I call you, you happy." Girl, to each his own. Live your life. Don't you want
Mind
to
your
hear
motherfucking business, bitch.
it? Mind your
Cause what,
motherfucking business,
right? Cause
bitch.
what are you doing here? Because if
Yeah.
this man decided to up and leave me with these kids and this house payment, where you gonna be at?
Where you going? Because
And you
you
also
definitely ain't
can't
pulling
climb on
no
top of me and give me
Hendrix.
no penis neither.
Yeah.
So What are we doing here?
Because you ain't doing what Hendrix did for Soledad. You ain't going in that bank
Right,
account
you're not going to
paying
your
this
bank
mortgage,
account and paying a mortgage, girl.
daycare bill, private school bills. You ain't doing none of that.
None of
Since you
that.
feel so bad, are you going to send me to Italy? No.
You go on
Okay.
trips, you like bags. Girl, get out
No.
of my business and stop putting my and now if you thought that we were gonna be back friends, we definitely not now. Because why you putting all my business on social media?
Because now the people that know you know me and you were friends, and now you
Now
trying
they
to
know who
make it
we're
like
talking
my
about.
man is out here acting crazy. Girl, bye. No.
Don't ever talk to me again in your life.
And it's sometimes it be that way. Like you have to take that step back from your friendships and their relationships.
Their relationship. Let me vent to you. I don't care if I call Kenny all the things in the world. That conversation stays between me and you. And you do not later throw that up in my face when my birthday comes up and you feel like he didn't come through, but I'm happy. Why you raining on my parade? Why you want me single, friend? It's cold out here in these streets. Why you want that for me?
Misery loves company sometimes. And it's just like I had a friend in college, right, who was dating this guy, and I'm gonna say it, he was terrible. He was a terrible man. They had a really bad relationship. He was cheating on her all the time, like, fighting. They was fighting each other all the time, whatever. And she would vent to me about it. And after a while, it was just like, okay, listen, I've already told you what I think. When you ask me, I let you know what I think. Now, I'm always here for you if something goes down, like if something just detrimental happens. But I can't take you running to me 1 minute you're happy, next minute he's cheating on you again, next minute it's this, is that. Take me out the group chat. Okay? That's the best friend I can be. And I know some people be like, no, your friend needs to always be able to come to you. I said, come to me when it's important. Like if we need to jump him, I'm here. But if he's cheating on you, you catch him cheating on you, then you don't do anything about it because you decided you want to cheat back. I don't want to be in that. Remove me from the equation and we can still be friends. I think that's the best route. That friend should have took that route. She should have took the route of, listen, if you're happy, I'm happy.
If you like it, I love it.
If you're complaining about it though, but you don't want to change it, I don't know if I'm the friend to call. I just don't know.
And you have to know your friends. Mm-hmm. Like you have to know what friends can take that type of dump and it just stay there in that compartment box. Mm-hmm. And some friends can't. And most of the time, that's not gonna be your single friends. For real, honestly, yeah. Friend, original wifey should have probably like reconsidered that. Like, it takes a mature single friend to be able to handle that type of conversation and understand that marriages go in ebbs and flows. Understand that every year ain't a good year. Right. Sometimes you might be in a bad 3 years, and who knows. But that's just the way of marriage, and you cannot be over here advising me to leave this man. Right. Like it's that easy.
For not getting me a gift that you would want to get on your birthday.
Right.
Instead of like, now she called her friend like disappointed and upset. And it's just like, bro, he did it again. He did not do X, Y, and Z. Okay, like you let your friend vent to you.
It's a vent session. I still love him.
You could be like, yeah, girl, forget his big-headed butt. Yeah, what? Girl. But then that conversation.
Let me take you out for brunch. Take me out for drinks. That's what you can do.
Yeah, it stays there. Like that's me, like you venting to me about your husband, and I have all this mouth to say everything in the world, and then you go right back home, put it down, and y'all right back just fine. Now I done said all of this, and you right back with him. No, just vent, just listen.
Just listen. But don't be putting yourself in it, because then he gonna look at you crazy, and now I can't hang out with you no more, because I got to go home. Right. Then ran your mouth all on social media talking about my man.
But it sounds like she didn't even vent to her about being unhappy. That's the crazy part.
No, she wasn't unhappy. The friend was unhappy for her.
That's the crazy part. It's like, girl, why you care so much?
You want my man or not? And that's
what a lot of people are saying too.
That's all I got, because there is no jealousy. You are counting his pockets like this, and if I did not tell you that I was unhappy, shut up.
And you know what? I have another good example too. Like people who who like are from the outside looking into your relationship as far as social media goes, like a big word they throw out in social media is insecure, right? But I feel like there a lot of people aren't differentiating insecure and boundaries. So
Because it's like the hot button. Like what was the word that was popular? Gaslighting. Gaslighting
mhm,
was like the buzzword.
mhm.
Um, what was it? What they call like people who like narcissist is another
Narcissist.
one. Like people just be
Mhm.
like using like hot
And
buzzwords to
not even
like
using it correctly. So
and not
like
using it right.
I remember a couple weeks ago. Oh, y'all check out Let's Go There podcast.
Oh
They
yes.
also have live streams every Wednesday. Your girl is a part of them.
Hey, check her
So,
out.
yes. We had a conversation about I forgot how it went, but basically we were talking about social media. Oh, and one of the questions was is your spouse cheating or do you consider it they want to cheat if they like or comment on another, I'll just say like another woman's pictures,
Mm-hmm.
right? I said no, I don't consider it cheating. I don't consider it that they want to cheat. However, the relationship that me and my spouse have, if it's provocative pictures, I really don't care to see him liking and commenting on it. Now he
Right.
can't, like, I'm not saying he can never comment or like another woman's pictures. He can totally do that. But if it's a girl shaking her ass, like damn near soft porn,
Let's be smart here. Like
yeah,
don't
let's
be
be smart.
stupid.
So when I said that, because that's a boundary for me and
Mm-hmm.
my husband respects it, I was called insecure. I was called childish. That man must not be happy. Da 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 da. Da. And I was
That's
just like,
wrong.
well, I'm Susie from Rugrats. Call me childish if that's the case, because that's just a boundary
That's
that
just a
me
boundary
and
that works
my
for
husband
you
have.
two. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure he would not want to see you liking a thing that's going
Yes.
around
There's
like this
an
in the chat.
elephant trunk just out here in gray
Right. Like,
sweatpants.
he don't want the elephant trunk.
You know?
I'm sure he wouldn't like you. Hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes.
Yeah. Like commenting like, oh, he's so sexy. I'll climb that tree. Like
Right.
the respect, that boundary went both ways. But
Yes.
because I said it, I'm insecure and childish. But it's also like, so does that make him insecure and childish? Because he don't want to go down the timeline and see that either.
Because if
Like
you follow people, it shows like who doesn't
it
like
shows
something.
you.
And so I'm like, and also like, what does that show the world? Like, and I
Exactly.
know it, and people are like, well, what do you care about what other people think? It's not that I care about what other people think. It's like, what does that say to other women that see you
Mm-hmm.
doing that? What does
Mm-hmm.
that say to other men who may see that you liked it? Oh, maybe I can. Is everything happy? He don't want to be with her. Let me slide in there. Like you just don't want to be leaving no cracks like that.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of whatever, if you say this is a boundary for me, my partner agrees this is a boundary for her, so I'm not. Then that's it. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the outside noise, like we trying to
Right.
keep this household together.
And let's
So
be for real.
nope.
Like, if your partner came to you and said, hey, I don't mind you following these women or men, I don't mind you, like, looking at some stuff, but let's keep the liking and the commenting on their real provocative videos to a zero.
Calm down.
Let's keep it. Are you really finna fight your spouse to like a stranger and comment on the stranger's video
And
having
that's
sex
even
or
more
shaking that?
childish and immature because, bruh, she don't even know
She
you
don't know you. And even if she did, would she give you would you be getting all of that from her? Like, why are you fighting so hard for a stranger
for a stranger.
who could care less about you?
So like that's
Yeah.
the like let's address the real issue here because
Mm-hmm.
you don't
So
even know.
like social media has really created, I was gonna fix my glasses and I ain't wearing them. Social media has really created like just these buzzwords for people, these relationship gurus, and it really don't make sense.
And
So that kind of like answered, should Maverick have taken a longer break before pursuing Hendrix? Because like you said at that party, he was like, oh,
he had forgot. Like he saying Henderson is like, who
who's
I'm here
that?
with? Who party is this?
But I mean, does that kind of play into like a man when he know type of thing? Or is it just more
No.
so She fine. Let me see what she's talking
I
about.
feel like at that moment he got a snippet of something that he hadn't seen, and so one thing that my husband tells me, like when he saw me, because we met in a tennis class at Tuskegee, so he's like when he saw me, he was like, "Hey, like I want to holler at this one,"
He was
and
just
then when
smitten.
but then when we like hung out, he was like, this like gave me something that I want to keep pursuing. And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like their conversation and the how she was the life of the party and things like that, it gave him something that he wasn't getting from Z.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't think he was like love at first sight, but it's like intriguing. It's like, I want a little more of that. Like I want to see where this could go because I'm feeling a vibe here. And sometimes, like some people you just click
You
with.
just click.
Like
Mm-hmm.
and it just and these friendships and relationships just seem like they blossom and sometimes boom they just so fast like me and my friend Gabe Kenny always is like if she was a man it'd be a problem with like how close y'all are, and I agree, and it's crazy
Mm-hmm.
because we just clicked
Y'all click.
like
Mm-hmm.
super fast, and sometimes it just happens and it's like
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing you can do about that type of thing, so I don't think he moved too fast. um I do think that it was a dumb idea to be like, hey, let's pretend that we together, because
Yeah.
again you can't get nobody new if somebody old is standing in your doorway, so
Mm-hmm. And he did that more for her versus for
right.
himself.
And
So
again, that was her
yeah.
delusion thinking. I really think she only did it because she thought that he was going to change his mind. I
Yeah.
think
I
she
can
wanted to
see
drag
that.
it out as long
Mm-hmm.
as it could because, maybe we can. And it's like, no, girl, this is really over. Like, you want things that I vehemently do not want. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go backwards. And his kid was like a grown up, dang near. Like,
Yes,
come
Tamia. I
on.
think Tamia, yeah, she was grown and even saying like, I knew y'all weren't gonna work. She cool, but that forever thing, nah, y'all wasn't having it. And he agreed. Like, yeah, like after a while, I just knew, like, and that's when he decided to end it. So I think he did good. Like, as far as once he knew, and then he probably did exhaust all his options. Like, but knowing that you're that person, y'all will never be on the same page. It's kind of like I'm not about to hold them hostage. I know I could never give her of the kids she want,
He
and
did
I
the
know,
right thing.
yeah,
He
he did the right thing.
especially when there are men who will drag you along just because they like
Mhm.
having you. And that's a thing. Like some people I seen it on the show and I wish I could remember what it was. Like you like the idea of me. You
Mhm.
don't really want me.
Me,
And some
yeah.
people get caught up in that. It's like the idea and the life that you fantasize with this person is great,
Mhm.
but this person wants things that you just don't want, and y'all lives are not gonna blend like that because it's just too different. And
And
so when
that's
you
where
realize that, let it go.
resentment comes in for a lot of people.
Yes.
And it's like it's a slippery slope. Like, okay, well, he said this, but it's me. Like, who's gonna tell me no? Then they tell you no. Then
And
it's
then
like,
they tell
okay,
you
well, maybe I
no.
can change them. Then they don't change. And then something happens, like say a pregnancy. Now he resents you. You resent him because he doesn't want to be a parent, and he done told you that multiple times. And now it's like now that this relationship that started out with love and like fun and admiration has
Now it's
turned
crazy.
sour, and it's like it could have been avoided if you stopped listening like to what you want and think about, okay, that's what he says, this is what I want. We're just oil and water right now and we can't mix, and that's okay. That is
And that's
okay.
okay. That's the part
That
that
doesn't
people
make them
miss.
a bad person.
And nobody is bad when you are just being truthful to yourself, especially when you're being respectful to your other person's feelings
Hmm.
about that. And I felt like he just couldn't have did it any better. She
Hmm.
just really like
Kept
trying to
holding
hold
on.
that and
Yeah.
not want to let that go. And he was even gonna give her that house, right? The one
I
that she
think,
was
yeah, he was
party
gonna
at.
set her up like pretty
Yeah,
good.
like
Yeah. So, and he
girl.
was still willing to be cool. Like, if she ever needed anything, an investment or something, like, oh, okay, yeah. But, you know, hey, she didn't want to do that, bro. But I think we've
I
come
can
to an
understand
end for
that.
part one. I think this was a good discussion, and Can't
So
Get Enough is a bomb book. So we will finish the rest. Finish. I felt like I said fishy. finish
No,
the
we should
rest.
finish.
Okay, finish the rest of the story in our next book session because it's just not a podcast; it's a book session.
It's a book session, and luckily this one has a lot of good like topics. So
It
for that,
does.
I guess I can move this to two. My so yeah, this one because there's a lot of topics that can be
Hmm.
covered relationship wise in this book. So I like that.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into it. So, y'all just what did they say? Like, share,
Like, share, and
subscribe,
subscribe.
all of that. Back in my day, I used to be a YouTuber a little
Yeah,
bit.
Jazz ain't new to this. She true to this.
I might be stirring on, but
Listen.
all right, you guys. Thanks for another session with the Reading Corner. Please comment all of your thoughts. We would love to hear them and get with y'all in the community. So, bye, you guys. Okay.